can the muscle morphology, specifically speaking in the morphology, I'm talking about the muscular cross-sectional area, can it predict the motor control and postural balance in the amateur male cricketers? So cricket, as we all know, it is a non-contact sport with an echoing popularity, especially with the introduction of the shorter formats like T20, the demand has increased even more, but it has become at the same time more intense with more risks for the injury. So we definitely require more postural balance for them to have a successful athletic career and to prevent the injuries even more. So if we classify the injuries as contact or non-contact in the broader terms, we have the important risk factors for the non-contact ones being, it could be the technique related, or it could be a workload variation, or it could be a muscle related issue. So the attention to biomechanics is still the most primary concern for a physiotherapist. It should be there. And the dynamics or even the static balance and strength have been found to be correlated, and they have been found to reduce the risk of injuries and enable a player to play even better. So among the muscles which I'll be focusing more are primarily the gluteals and the quadriceps. So these are the ones in the lower limb which I am focusing on, reason being they are the most prominent ones to help in the balance as well as to provide the stability, and they have been proven to help in the better ball release speed. So coming to the question why we are talking about this, practicality of the differential morphology requires the investigation in form of its influence on the highly compelling demands of balance as well as the lumbopelvic stability in the cricket players, because it is likely to have an influence on the injury screening and prevention as well. Now, justifying why I chose this particular outcome and this particular target population. One, the amateur cricketers are the ones who have least access to any kind of support staff, be it doctors, be it any coaches, be it physios. The elite ones certainly have many support staff with them who can take care of if anything goes wrong. They have somebody to talk to very directly at the first contact itself. But this is not the case with amateurs, and that is why they happen to be at equal risk, if not more, for the injury. So this is actually a cross-sectional study, correlational study, and it is in the initial stages only, so that is why I termed it as a pilot trial. We have included the age group of 20 to 45 for the male amateur cricketers who were currently injury-free at the time of the data collection itself. So other than the demographic data, the outcome measures we assessed included the lower extremity muscles cross-sectional area, the gluteus maximus. Medius and minimus were combined because they fall in the same facial sheath, which could not be delineated in most of the subjects. So we combined them together. The quadriceps were, all the four parts were taken separately. Motor control and static balance, including the limits of stability and the postural stability, were tested. Dynamic was tested using the Y-balance test. Trunk extensor endurance was tested using Behring-Sorensen test. And the lumbopelvic stability for this particular data collection, we have taken two tests. One is the single limb squat test and other is the dip test. This is, there is a diagnostic rating criteria developed by Parrott et al. And they have described a few criteria depending on weight distribution or depending on the lumbopelvic stability of the particular region that we are talking about. And they have given an overall impression. So I've included an overall impression for this test itself. So this is how the measurements for the gluteal cross-sectional area was done. Pardon me, the arrow has slipped up a little, but we took the measurements from the two yellow plus points. These are the ones shown for the gluteus medius and minimus combined. Okay, coming on to the analysis and the results, we included 12 amateur cricketers for this study, and the cross-sectional area for gluteus maximus, gluteus medius, minimus combined was taken. Another factor that we had taken was the ratio ratio, this glutes ratio was specifically taken because, so as to normalize the functional role as per the anatomy of the glutes. Reason being, medius minimus is more of an abductor muscle and maximus being more of an extensor muscle. So if there is any kind of imbalance, it has to be taken care at a very early stage. These are the overall stats for the dynamic balance we recorded and for the static balance and the Sorensen test. Coming over to the correlations, we got the negative correlation of the gluteus medius specifically with the sway index and positive correlation with the motor control. And the ratio was found out to be highly correlative with the YBT, the dynamic balance, especially in the posterior-medial direction. So this is a lots of data with regard to the directional specifications of the motor control. I'm not going to bombard you with all this data. We'll discuss some important points of these in the discussion. This is specifically the stability index and the sway index in the left, right, or the front and backward directions. And with the lumbopelvic stability of both sides we have taken. Coming over to the discussion. First thing I would like to say here, there are many studies who have taken the dominant limb as in the outcome of interest, where they have measured whatever criteria they have taken. But specifically, we have taken here both the limbs into consideration, keeping the fact in mind that this is a sport which is actually kind of unilateral. The bowling arm is one only, but it always has a contralateral demands, right? So the contralateral side is equally affected and needs to be studied at the same time. So gluteal muscles, we know it plays a double role. Specifically the ratio which we found, can you take a minute more?
Yeah, 1 minute.
Right, thank you. So the ratio we found was important here, as we discussed yesterday also. The gluteals are the one who has to eccentrically control the leading limb. Going into internal rotation has to be controlled. So that is why we got the positive correlation with the right side of the dynamic balance, right sides for the motor control as well as the entire lumbopelvic stability. The same goes with the gluteus medius. However, we did not report any correlation with the dynamic balance here, which is in contrast to a previous study in the handball players. The knee extension force has been much reported in terms of Q angle as well as in terms of balance, overall affecting the muscle performance as well as the functional performance, specifically in athletes who require jumping in their game. These are the specifications which muscles of the quadriceps have been found to be correlated. The last one is equally important to read here, because since we are not concerned here about in this study about the local stabilizer muscles, but the multifidus is the one which has been found to be highly correlated to the quadriceps, hamstrings, as well as the hip adductors injuries. But this study was in the football players, not in the cricket players, so it needs to be repeated to know whether it applies directly to cricketers or not.
Please wind up.
Sure, sir. Okay, so the strengths of our study, we included the use of validated tests. The gluteal ratio was never used earlier. Relevance is in predicting the balance and stability. It is important for the injury prevention as well as the screening. Limitations, there are the likely chances of type 2 error here because of the smaller sample size. So we plan to conduct the study and continue the study with including the larger sample size. And we are planning to have a cohort study to predict the risk factors for non-contact injury occurrences here, and to examine the difference in the cross-sectional area as per the playing roles of the professional cricketers as well. So coming on to the conclusion, the balance and the stability both are related to the muscular cross-sectional area. The static ones are more with the gluteus medius and the entire quadriceps more or less. Dynamic is the one which has more to go with the gluteal muscles, gluteus medius. And the stability is with the quadriceps basically. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.